You remember seeing everybody bring their tools down there and go to work to build it piece by piece?
No, I didn't go over there for that, but I seen him, my daddy gather up his tools and carry them.
Okay.
I didn't actually go over there while they were building it.
Do you remember how long it might have taken? That was something that we had a little trouble remembering.
How long it took them to put the building
Yeah.
up?
That was something my hands did.
Well, they did help do it.
Was that the first building that you ever built?
Well,
First you worked on.
yeah, the first thing I worked on.
Oh, can you say that?
Yeah, that was the first building that I helped build.
Oh no.
Though I had done some carpenter work on a minor scale. I built a pig pen. And I built chicken houses and helped build a barn.
But
That's all.
but the Union Hall.
Turned out to be
Yeah,
a
but
nice building.
Okay,
But the Union Hall was the gigantic job. So because it came out in the paper that the National Textile Union was calling strike.
But I'm sure you all knew about it. I'm sure that they let the local unions know about it.
Yes, I'm sure it,
Beforehand.
I'm sure it did too.
Yeah, yeah. Now, Now, this building stood there for quite some time. Do you remember when it burnt down?
I wasn't around here at that time, no way.
Was that during the war?
No, it was while I was working in other mills.
So, when I had found jobs somewhere else, the mill burnt down. Was that it?
That's right.
Could you say that and then tell us what you know about that burning part?
Well, I don't really know much about it except when I came home one weekend, I was told that it had burned down. So I got out and walked over that way and took a look at it. Sure enough, they told the truth. It was gone. That was sad. Of course, we'd quit having meetings there, though. We wasn't using it.
Do you think, I have a feeling that you might have been one of the only local unions to actually buy your own land and build your own hall. If not in just the state of South Carolina, maybe in the whole region.
I don't know about that. It might be. I never had even thought about that.
Could you say that? Us being the only union, the only local to have built a local union hall. I don't know. I never heard about it. Could you say that and then tell me what you think? If that's even the case, could you tell me what you think about that?
Well, as far as I know, that's the only union hall that was built by the union in South Carolina. And I think maybe there might be some in other states, but not around here.
If at that time you all were the only local union around to build such a hall, how would that make you feel?
Well, I felt good about having one.
Yeah. Well, I think it's amazing that you built one, and I think I think just having built one was a successful thing. I mean, I
think it kind of pulled the people together.
Louise, they and myself went over and looked the site over when they was here before.
Well, now they had I guess they rented a place up in Spartanburg where they would have people from all around come. I remember one time.
He wasn't as smart as the rest of the family. Some of us been working for years at that time.
Now I washed your overalls and ironed them. Tell me I wasn't smart. And I remember times when things really got rough with patched overalls. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
Well, I helped patch too.
Now, how many in your family at that time? Could you tell me who in the family belonged to the Union at that time?
Well, there was my father, my oldest sister, and little old me, Clarence, and Pearl. I believe that was all.
Vera.
I don't know where she was.
I think I did.
Well, she might have did. I'm not sure.
Knocked off with me.
Her ain't any good nohow.
I'm coming on.
So the whole family belonged to the Union then? Mm-hmm. Could you say that? So pretty much everyone in the family who worked there?
Everyone in the family that worked did belong to the Union.
I think her daddy thought that was the right thing, and so the kids just went along with him. And they all stuck with it. As long as there was any members going. Of course, after they opened back up, everybody went to work. The Union began to kind of slow up and eventually played out. But after they went back to work, this company was as good to paid their help as well as most other companies. And so I think the hands were well satisfied. Anyway, after NRA come in, they thought it was great. Because that just about doubled most people's wages, didn't it?
Pretty good.
Can you imagine $12 a week being great?
Yep. I can remember working for less than that.
Well, you worked for just about half price of that.
Yeah, I know. I worked weaving 55 hours a week for somewhere between $5 and $6 a week.
And it's supposed to be skilled labor.
It was skilled labor. You see how skilled my hands are?
Now, Lloyd, can you tell me again when it was that you were nominated vice president? Can you describe that?
That was while we were meeting in the hall, the company hall. And I don't remember exactly when they elected me president. It might have been after we built a new building.
So, could you tell me about that? About being elected vice president? And just say that, I don't know, was it soon after they started organizing you were elected vice
It
president?
was
No.
after they built the Union Hall, wasn't it?
No, I was vice president while they was still meeting in the hall down here.
Was you?
Yep. I remember having to stand up before that crowd and I wasn't used to it.
Did your knees knock?
Let me see. Yeah.
So could you tell me about becoming vice president in a short way?
I don't remember.
How did you do that? Did they vote or what?
Yes, they voted. Now, that's about all.
Secret vote
Yes.
or a raise your hand vote?
Tell you the truth, I just don't remember all that now.
Did your daddy want you to do it?
He didn't say yes nor no.
He didn't.
He never did. He never did complain about it. So I guess he did.
Well, he was a member, so I'm sure he felt proud of it.
Now you must have learned a song, didn't you? A
Mm,
union song back then. They must have taught you something.
well, I tell you, I never was good at learning songs.
But you must have learned one.
No, we didn't have any song. Not a one. I don't remember ever anybody singing at a union meeting. I don't think so.
All I remember is just the talks.
I think that was it.
It's kind of like in olden days when they would have elections, you know, the different men would go to different towns and they call it stumping and talk to the people.
Did you ever go stumping?
Mm-hmm. Went down to Union in Buffalo, and then we went to Rock Hill. What's the name of that town where your power comes from?
Lockhart.
Yeah,
Lockhart.
Lockhart. We went to Lockhart, and then to Rock Hill. Seemed like there was one more mill we stopped at, but I'm not sure.
And was this one trip that you did all this?
Yes, that's right.
Could you say that? So in one trip we went to go. You went to organize, or you went to go talk to already
Ye-
organized people?
Well, the people that were partly organized.
Okay. Could you say that? So we took a trip. We went to these. We went to go talk to mill workers who were partly organized.
Hmm. Well, we took a trip. First stop we made was at Union. I spoke to a group of people there, and then we went to Lockhart, Buffalo, and did the same. And then we went to Lockhart, and we had a pretty good group there. Then we went to Rock Hill, and one more village, but I don't know what it is.
Fort Mill?
What?
Could it be Fort Mill?
No.
And in this trip, were you by yourself
No, it was a big crowd.
from just this mill?
Well, there was a small bunch from here, but when we got to Union, there was a big crowd went on to Lockhart and on the rest of the way.
You gathered people.
Yeah, every place we stopped, there'd be more people joining.
No. Was this during the strike or before?
It was during the strike.
Oh, so were you a flying squadron? Was that?
I
what it was?
guess so. Yeah, I was a flying squadron. But I hadn't called myself that though.
And
You just found out what you was. ain't
Yeah.
and when you did this, was this just one day or did it take a couple of days?
Well, that was a one-day trip.
And did you take other trips too?
Well, not exactly, not like that. No, I've been to some single places, but not with a group of people, just a few.
And what did you do when you got to one of these places?
Well, we chose a speaker, and then we had a number of speakers, volunteer speakers. Anybody had a message to give was allowed to get up on the stump and tell his story. And it was always a union story.
Now, were these mills that where the people were still working and you were trying to get them to come out?
Well, some of them were still working, but most of them had stopped off.
Could you say that again?
Some of the mills were working at least partially, but some of the mills were stopped off completely.
And what were you trying to do?
Trying to organize the textile workers.
And were you trying to get them to join the strike? That's what you were trying to do, right?
Yeah, that's one.
Okay. Could you say that? So we were trying to get them to close down and come out of their mills and join this strike?
Yeah, we were trying to get them to see our side, that we wanted to promote the textile industry, or the employees of textile industries, so that we would have a better life.
Okay.
And we had it.
Okay.
Traveled any way they could.
Okay. This is a really important story. I didn't know you did this.
Oh, I was a bad boy back then.
Was this in the middle of the strike or the beginning of the strike?
Well, it wasn't at the beginning. It might have been about the middle.
No, it's no more nearer the beginning.
Did you go too?
No, I didn't go.
Did your daddy go?
I don't know if he did or not.
Did your
but
papa-
I knew that they went.
Did-
A group went.
Was it a whole bunch of people here from Packlet?
No, not a big bunch. And I'll have to guess that. I'd say about 6 or 8 from Packlet. And got down to Union. Well, there's a pretty good crowd there, but there must have been about 15 or so went on from Union with us. And each place we stopped, our bunch got bigger.
And how were you traveling? We were traveling.
Traveling mostly by cars. But I did see some trucks with people in it.
And as you went, you picked up more and more people?
That's right.
Could you say that and then elaborate?
I don't know if I can say any more than what I have said.
Oh, it's okay. And as we went from and you could name the town to another town, we picked up more and more people.
Others would join you.
Yeah, as we traveled from here to Union, and each place we had a meeting with speakers, and as we left, there would be more join our group and go with us
To the next town.
to the next town. So we had a good crowd at the latter stops.
Now, you could chuckle if you want to. Is this what they called and they called you guys a flying squadron? Is that what you were?
I hadn't thought about it being that way, but I guess it was.
Could you say that? I don't know. Can you say that? Could you use that term?
Well, I might could. Well, as we got larger, we were called the Flying Squad. And I don't know what else they call us.
Just say I can't say what else they got.
I know.
What else did they call you?
Scalawags.
Some people call all kind of names.
And knit heads.
Linheads?
Knit head.
Do you think they called you all linheads while you were traveling like that?
All kind of names. Now, I hadn't heard that exact word, but it was probably used.
Now, was this an exciting? Was traveling like this? Was it? What did it feel like?
Well, the traveling wasn't so bad because we didn't have anybody that was opposed to us in our group. Everybody was for it. But when we meet, sometime there'd be some around the edges that were opposed.
Would boo you.
Now, did you, as you were traveling on this flying squadron, did you meet? Did you see? Were there people with guns who were opposing you? Were there, deputized people in front of any of these mills?
No.
People hadn't got violent around here at that time. Not to.
Were people could you say that though? We didn't come across. Was the National Guard out when you were doing this?
No.
Could you say that as it was at this point the National Guard wasn't out, or we didn't meet any real violence? Could you say that?
Yeah, as we traveled, the National Guard was not there, and there was no violence, though at our meeting places there was some rough talk sometimes.
By whom? Who's
Not by our group, by somebody else that just came up.
Now, how long did you do this? Did you do this kind of journeying?
Well, one day was the basic part of mine, and there's a few times I went to a single place, and there wasn't any flying squad anymore.
Now, was this because your mill was closed, so you didn't have to have a picket line here, so you went to these other mills?
Yeah, that was it.
Was it because this mill was closed? You didn't have a picket line
No.
here, right?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Could you say that?
The mill's Yerrick Packet was shut down, and there was no picket lines, but some of the mills that we went to have a meeting were running partially, so we did have some opposition there. Let me say all that.
Well, yeah, just condense it, but have fun.
Well, our mill around here was shut down completely, so we didn't need a picket line. So a group of us went around to other mills that had not shut down and tried to get those people to see that to join the union would be to their benefit.
How did that feel? I mean, you were traveling through like textile country.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you were traveling through. I mean, the mill owners
He was
couldn't
a
have been
rebel.
happy. Was he a rebel?
I just said that.
Oh,
Well, he was.
She's gonna get spanked one of these days.
okay.
You have to catch me first.
How did you feel doing this?
Well, I felt like I was a little bit important.
Well, I tell you, the working man was really depressed about that time. They just couldn't hardly make a living, and it was almost a have to do something. And see, Roosevelt promised that every working man every working man would have a chicken in his pot. Do you remember him saying that?
No.
I thought that was
Well,
Hoover.
I do. How about you?
I thought that was Hoover.
No, it was Roosevelt. And that's one of the reasons that my dad, I think that's one of the reasons it impressed my dad, and probably the reason he wrote to him and all that business.
So, what was that you said? You felt a little bit important. Say that.
I don't know now how I worded it.
That's what you said. So, I'm saying here. Can you say that? Say, here we were going through textile country, bringing the union message to all these workers in these towns that didn't want us there, and I felt pretty good about it. Could you say that? Is that true?
Well, it's basically true. There might be one or two little edges in it.
Okay, well, you make it true, and then you just say it.
Oh man, I'm telling you, it's hard for me to put words together right now.
Okay.
It's,
Try one more time, Lloyd. I'll leave you alone.
and I don't know what all was said.
We were just talking about what it felt like to be on that flying squad,
Oh,
going through these towns, and bringing this message that you felt a little important. That's what you said.
okay. Yeah, as we were going through those towns with the flying squad, speaking at those villages that did not have a union or were just beginning to have a union, and encouraging them to develop a union fast so our state would become strong in the union.
And how'd you feel?
Oh, I felt great. I felt like I was a little bit important.
Did you feel like you were spreading gospel, or
Something like that.
can you say that? I mean, did it feel Christian what you were doing?
Well, no, I wouldn't say that.
Okay. Could you say that? I wouldn't say it felt exactly Christian, but I felt like I was spreading gospel. I mean, is that kind of what you mean?
So he felt like he was doing the right thing for the working man.
Well, I guess that would be more like it.
Oh, all right.
Yes, I felt like I was doing the right thing for the working people because they sure did need some assistance.
And what? Why didn't they take a picture of that Union Hall when it was built?
Well, back then, didn't anybody have any money?
Oh, come on, you
And-
must have had a camera. Someone
Cameras
must.
weren't very popular back then, not among the working people.
Now, we didn't have a camera, and I don't know if anybody else did. Of course, they probably did, but I didn't know it.
I can remember some of the first we got.
But you have these other pictures. They were later.
They were just little old bitty box cameras.
Right. But you don't think anyone took it? Do you think anyone took a picture of that Union Hall?
If they do, I don't know.
I don't know either.
Could you say that? I don't know if I've never seen it. Did you ever see a picture of it?
No, I haven't.
Could you say that for me?
I never have saw a picture of that Union Hall. I doubt if there were any taken.
You wish you had one now?
Well, I hadn't thought about it.
If you think about it, would you like to see
I
one?
probably would. Yes, I would. I'd like to see what these hands did.